My wife looked me dead in the eye, told me I was nothing more than a co-parent, said I wasn't her intellectual equal. I had supported her through 3 failed career changes, paid every bill while she found herself, raised our kids while she worked late. But none of that mattered anymore. Because the moment those words left her mouth, something inside me died, and what rose up to take its place was something she would learn to fear. Before we continue, please tell us where you're watching from, so we know how far our stories reach, and subscribe to the channel to help us grow. Let me take you back to where this all started. 6 months before everything fell apart, I'm Darius Mitchell, 42 years old, been married to Vanessa for 16 years. We got 2 beautiful kids. Jordan, my daughter, just turned 14. Isaiah, my son, is 11. For the longest time, I thought we had it good. A solid marriage, a nice house in Stone Mountain, Georgia. 2 cars, good jobs. The American dream, right? Wrong. See, I should have seen the signs. But when you love someone, you make excuses. You tell yourself things are fine even when they're not. It started about 5 years ago. Vanessa decided she didn't want to be a nurse anymore, said it wasn't fulfilling her purpose. I supported her, told her to take time and figure out what she really wanted to do. So she quit her job at Grady Memorial, started taking online courses in graphic design. I picked up extra shifts at the hospital. I'm a physical therapist. Good money, but not pay for a whole household plus school loans money. Still, I made it work. Cut back on everything. No more date nights, no more weekend trips. Just work and home. Vanessa spent 2 years doing graphic design, built a portfolio, got a few small clients, made maybe $5,000 total in those 2 years. Then she decided graphic design wasn't her calling either. Next came life coaching. She spent another 6 months getting certified. More money for courses, more time away from the family, more of me doing bedtime routines alone, making dinner alone, helping with homework alone. The life coaching thing lasted about 8 months. She had 3 clients, made even less money than the graphic design gig. Then came the real estate phase. Lord, the real estate phase. She spent thousands on courses, thousands more on marketing materials, business cards, a website, professional photos. She got her license and everything. Sold exactly 0 houses in 18 months. Through all of this, I never complained. Not once. I believed in her. Thought she just needed time to find her path. Plus, I was handling things at home. Making sure Jordan got to volleyball practice. Making sure Isaiah got to basketball. Cooking meals. Cleaning. Doing laundry. Paying bills. I became the primary parent without even realizing it. And Vanessa? She was always networking. Always at some event or workshop. Always working on her personal brand. Always on her phone in our bedroom with the door closed. But that wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was how she started treating me, like I was boring, like I wasn't worth her time anymore. She'd come home from her networking events all excited, talking about these amazing people she met, these visionaries and entrepreneurs. I'd try to engage, ask questions, show interest. She'd give me short answers, then go back to her phone. Our date nights disappeared completely. I suggested we go to Papadoe for our anniversary. She said she was too busy preparing for a real estate seminar. I ended up taking the kids to the movies instead. Sex became a chore for her. Maybe once a month if I was lucky. And even then she acted like she was doing me a favor. I started working out more. Needed something to do after the kids went to bed. Started going to the gym at 5 in the morning before work. Lost 30 pounds. Got stronger than I'd been since college. Vanessa barely noticed. Then came that Sunday. May 14th, the day everything changed. I had just finished making breakfast. Sunday was my day to cook big. Eggs, turkey bacon, grits, biscuits from scratch. The whole spread. It's a tradition my mama taught me. Sunday breakfast brings the family together. Jordan and Isaiah were at the table. Vanessa came downstairs in workout clothes, grabbed a protein shake from the fridge. "You not eating?" I asked. "I'm meeting Monique at the gym," she said. Didn't even look at me. "On Sunday, I made your favorite, cheese grits, the way you like them." She finally looked up from her phone. Her face had this expression, like I was annoying her just by existing. "Darius, I don't have time for this. I'm trying to build something. Unlike some people, I have ambitions beyond just clocking in and clocking out." The kids got quiet. They felt the tension. I kept my voice calm. "Baby, I'm just saying we barely see you anymore. The kids miss you. I miss you." "Miss me?" She laughed. Actually laughed. "Darius, let's be real. We're basically just co-parents at this point. We live in the same house. We raise kids together. But we're not compatible. We never were." My heart stopped. "What are you talking about?" "You're a good father," she said. "I'll give you that. But intellectually, spiritually, you're not my equal. You're content being ordinary. I need someone who matches my energy, someone who's building something, who's going somewhere." Jordan dropped her fork. Isaiah stared at his plate. I stood there, holding a spatula, trying to process what my wife just said to me. "So what are you saying?" I asked. "I'm saying we're roommates who share kids. That's it. Don't make it more than it is." Then she walked out, left me standing there in front of our children. Didn't even say goodbye to them. Something broke in me that morning. Not just my heart. My whole view of who I was. Who we were. But here's what Vanessa didn't understand. She just freed me from caring. I spent 16 years trying to be a good husband, supportive, understanding, patient. I sacrificed my own dreams, put her needs first, made excuses for her, protected her ego, and she called me ordinary, said I wasn't her intellectual equal. Fine. If I'm just a co-parent, then that's exactly what I'll be. That Monday morning, I woke up different. I looked at myself in the mirror and made a decision. I was going to become the best version of me. Not for her. For myself. I called Curtis, my best friend since college. Told him everything. "Man, I've been trying to tell you," he said. "We all see how she treats you. You deserve better than that." "I'm done begging for her attention," I said. "I'm done trying to prove myself to someone who don't even respect me. So what you gonna do?" "I'm gonna live my life. Focus on me and my kids. She want to be roommates? Cool. She's gonna learn what it's like when I stop doing all the extras." And that's exactly what I did. No more cooking her favorite meals. No more leaving her coffee ready in the morning. No more asking about her day. No more supporting her latest career idea. I became exactly what she said I was. A co-parent. Nothing more. Nothing less. Within 2 weeks, she noticed. Oh, she definitely noticed. Because suddenly all those little things I used to do weren't happening anymore, and her independent life wasn't looking so easy. But I wasn't done. Not even close. What Vanessa didn't know was that I had started documenting everything. Every time she missed Isaiah's basketball games, every time she forgot Jordan's school events, every time she chose her networking over her family, I was building a case, quietly, carefully. Because if she thought I was just going to roll over and accept being treated like I was nothing, she had another thing coming. My wife wanted a co-parent instead of a husband. She was about to find out that wasn't the win she thought it was. The first month after I stopped playing husband was beautiful. For me, at least. For Vanessa? Not so much. See, she didn't realize how much I actually did until I stopped doing it, and watching her scramble was the most satisfying thing I'd experienced in years. It started small. She came downstairs one Tuesday morning, looked around the kitchen confused. "Where's breakfast?" she asked. I was making eggs and toast for Jordan and Isaiah, had my lunch packed for work, my gym bag by the door. "I made food for the kids," I said. Not cold, just matter of fact. "You're grown. You can handle yourself." Her mouth opened, then closed. She grabbed her purse and left. The next week, she couldn't find her favorite blazer. The one she wore to all her important meetings. Came to me asking where it was. "I don't know," I said. "I stopped doing your laundry. Mine and the kids' clothes are clean. Yours is your responsibility now." Her eye twitched. "Seriously? You said we're just co-parents. Co-parents don't do each other's laundry." She stood there, shocked, like she couldn't believe I was actually following through. But that was just the beginning. I threw myself into being the best version of me. Hit the gym every morning at 5, started meal prepping on Sundays, bought new clothes, got a fresh fade every week at Big Mike's barber shop on Glenwood. Even updated my LinkedIn and started networking at the hospital. My body transformed. 6-pack abs at 42, arms bigger than they'd been in my 20s. I wasn't doing it for Vanessa. I was doing it because I finally had time to focus on myself. The kids noticed the change too. Jordan came to me one night while I was helping her with algebra homework. "Dad, are you and Mom getting divorced?" she asked. My heart hurt, but I kept my voice steady. "Why you ask that, baby girl? You two barely talk anymore, and Mom's never home. She missed my volleyball game last week. Again." I documented that, added it to the notes in my phone. Date, time, event missed. "Your mama and I are working through some things," I said. "But no matter what happens, you and your brother are my priority. Always." She hugged me, held on tight. "I'm glad we have you, Dad." That's when I knew I was doing the right thing. My kids needed stability, and I was going to give it to them. But I wasn't just working on myself physically. I was getting my finances in order too. Opened a separate bank account, started transferring money from our joint account into my personal one. Not all of it, just my contributions, the money I earned. I met with Vernon Hayes, a divorce attorney Curtis recommended. Brother was sharp, 52 years old, handled cases all over Atlanta. "What we need to do," Vernon said, "is document everything. Her absence from the home, her failure to contribute financially, her lack of involvement with the children. Georgia is an equitable distribution state, but custody is determined by the best interest of the children. She barely spends time with them," I said. "Then we document that. Photos, videos, calendars, every missed event, every late night. Everything." I left his office with a strategy and hope. Meanwhile, Vanessa was spiraling. She could feel me pulling away, and for the first time in years, she didn't like it. She started trying to engage me, asked about my day, complimented my physique, even suggested we do date night. "I'm busy," I told her. And I was. Between work, the kids, the gym, and my new routine, I genuinely didn't have time for her games. One Saturday, I took Jordan and Isaiah to Stone Mountain Park. We hiked, had a picnic, laughed. It was perfect. When we got home, Vanessa was in the kitchen. She'd actually cooked, first time in months. "I made dinner," she said, trying to smile. "Thought we could eat as a family." "The kids already ate," I said. "We grabbed food on the way back." Her smile dropped. "You didn't think to check with me first?" "Why would I? You're never here. We don't plan around you anymore." She slammed the pot down. "What is your problem, Darius?" "I don't have a problem. I'm just being what you said I was, a co-parent. That's it." "I didn't mean—" "Yes, you did." I looked her dead in the eye. "You meant every word. and I'm respecting your wishes." She opened her mouth to argue, but she couldn't, because we both knew the truth. Then came the Sunday that changed everything. I was at LA Fitness, just finished my workout. I was by the smoothie bar when I saw her. Gabrielle Thompson. I knew her from the hospital. She was a physical therapist too. Worked in pediatrics. Beautiful sister. Natural hair. Bright smile. Smart as hell. "Darius?" she said. "Wow. You look amazing." "Thanks. Been working on myself." We talked for 20 minutes about work, about life, about everything. It felt good, natural, like talking to someone who actually valued my words. "You should come to the barbecue we're having next Saturday," she said. "My brother's hosting. Good food, good people. You'd fit right in." I hesitated, then thought about Vanessa, about how she'd been treating me. "Yeah," I said. "I'll come." We exchanged numbers, and for the first time in years, I felt excited about something. But I wasn't naive. I wasn't trying to jump into anything. I was just opening myself up to the possibility that maybe, just maybe, there was life after Vanessa. The next week at work, people noticed. My energy was different, lighter. I was smiling more, joking with colleagues, being myself again. One of the nurses, an older sister named Geneva, pulled me aside. "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it," she said. "You got your light back." That night, I went to Gabrielle's brother's barbecue, and it was exactly what I needed. Good music, good food, good conversation, no judgment, no passive-aggressive comments, just people enjoying life. Gabrielle introduced me around. Her family welcomed me like I was already part of the crew. Her brother, Antoine, had me laughing so hard my stomach hurt. "You married?" Antoine asked at one point. "Separated," I said, first time I'd said it out loud. "Working through some things." "Say less," he said. "You need anything, family. We got you." I left that barbecue feeling hopeful, like maybe I could actually be happy again. But when I got home that night, Vanessa was waiting, sitting on the couch, arms crossed. "Where were you?" she demanded. "Out." "Out where, Darius?" "Since when do you care where I am? You're never here, anyway. You've been acting different, distant. Are you seeing someone?" I almost laughed. The audacity. She spends years making me feel worthless, and now she's worried about whether I'm seeing someone. "What I do with my time is my business," I said. "Just like what you do with your time is yours. We're co-parents, remember?" Her face went pale. "Darius, I think we need to talk." "Now you want to talk? Where was this energy 6 months ago? Where was it when you told me I wasn't your intellectual equal?" "I was wrong," she whispered. "I was angry and frustrated, and I took it out on you. But I didn't mean it." "Yes, you did." I headed toward the stairs. "And honestly, Vanessa, it's too late." I left her sitting there, went upstairs, closed my bedroom door. Our bedroom had become my bedroom weeks ago. She'd been sleeping in the guest room. That night, I couldn't sleep. Not because I felt guilty, but because I realized something. Vanessa only wanted me now that I didn't want her. She only valued me now that I was becoming unavailable. But I wasn't about to fall for it, because I had spent too many years trying to prove my worth to someone who refused to see it. The next morning, I did something I should have done months ago. I called Vernon Hayes. "I'm ready," I said. "Let's file." "You sure about this?" he asked. "Never been more sure of anything in my life." "All right then. Come by the office tomorrow. We'll get the paperwork started." I hung up, took a deep breath, and smiled. Because Vanessa thought she could treat me like nothing and then reel me back in whenever she got scared. But she was about to learn the hardest lesson of her life. Some bridges, once burned, can never be rebuilt. and the man she took for granted was about to become the biggest regret of her entire existence. The divorce papers were drawn up in 3 days. Vernon worked fast, had everything ready by Friday afternoon. I held the manila envelope in my hands, felt the weight of it. 16 years of marriage. 2 kids, a whole life, reduced to legal documents, but I didn't feel sad. I felt free. "When do you want to serve her?" Vernon asked. "Soon," I said. "Real soon." That weekend, Vanessa was all over me. Suddenly she wanted to talk, wanted to spend time together, wanted to work on us. I stayed cordial, polite, but distant, because I knew what was coming, and I wasn't about to give her false hope. Monday morning, I dropped the kids at school, kissed them both, told them I loved them. Jordan looked at me funny. "You okay, Dad?" "Better than okay, baby girl. Everything's about to be just fine." When I got home, Vanessa was in the kitchen. She'd made coffee, for both of us, set out 2 mugs like we were some happy couple. "Good morning," she said, trying to sound sweet. "I was thinking maybe we could go to counseling, work through our issues." I poured my coffee, added cream, took a sip. "Vanessa, we need to talk." She smiled. "Yes, that's what I've been trying to tell you. We need to communicate better." I reached into my bag, pulled out the envelope, set it on the counter between us. Her smile faded. "What's that?" "Divorce papers." The color drained from her face. She picked up the envelope with shaking hands, opened it, started reading. "Darius, you can't be serious. I've never been more serious about anything in my life. But I said I was sorry. I said I wanted to work on us." "Too late." She flipped through the pages. Her eyes got wider with each one. "You're asking for primary custody. The house? You're claiming I abandoned my financial responsibilities. I'm claiming the truth. You haven't contributed financially to this household in 5 years. You've missed more of the kids' events than you've attended. You told me yourself we're just co-parents. So let's make it official." "This is insane." She threw the papers down. "You can't just take my kids from me." "I'm not taking them. I'm keeping them where they've always been. With me." But that wasn't even the most devastating part of what was coming. Vernon had done his homework, and what he found was going to destroy Vanessa. "There's more," I said. "You should probably keep reading." She picked the papers back up. Got to page 7. Her face went white. How did I know about the credit cards you opened in your name? The ones you maxed out on your business ventures? The $23,000 in debt you've been hiding?" She couldn't speak. "See, I did my research, pulled credit reports, bank statements, everything. Your credit score is 470. Mine is 780. The house is in my name. I've been paying the mortgage alone for 3 years. You have no equity claim." "You're trying to leave me with nothing," she whispered. "No. I'm leaving you with exactly what you contributed. Nothing." She started crying. Real tears this time. Not the manipulative kind. The kind that come when reality hits. "Darius, please. I made a mistake. I was going through something. I felt lost and I took it out on you. But I love you. I love our family." "You loved having someone to take care of you while you played entrepreneur. That's not the same thing." My phone buzzed. It was Curtis. I ignored it. Vanessa grabbed my arm. "What about the kids? You're really going to take them from me. They can see you whenever they want, but I'm not giving you primary custody, not when you've barely been present for years." She fell to her knees, actually fell to her knees. "Please, don't do this. I'll change. I promise I'll change." I looked down at her, the woman I'd loved for 16 years, the woman who'd made me feel worthless, small, ordinary. And I felt nothing. "Sign the papers, Vanessa. Make this easy." I walked away. Left her crying on the kitchen floor. Went to work like it was any other day. But the real revelation was still coming. Because what I didn't know was that Vanessa had been keeping secrets too. That evening, Monique showed up at my door, Vanessa's friend from work, the one she was always networking with. "Can I talk to you?" she asked. "About what?" "About Vanessa, and about the truth." We sat in my living room, and Monique told me everything. "She's been having an emotional affair," Monique said, "with this man named Derek. She met him at one of those real estate seminars. He's the reason she's been gone so much. The reason she pulled away from you." My stomach dropped. Not because I was hurt, but because it all made sense now. "How long?" I asked. "About a year, maybe longer. She told me she was going to leave you once she got her finances right, once she closed a few deals and could support herself." I laughed, couldn't help it. "So she was planning to leave me anyway?" "Yes, but then her real estate thing failed, and Derek ghosted her last month when he found out she was broke. So now she's trying to hold on to you because she has nowhere else to go." Everything clicked into place. The networking events, the late nights, the distance. She wasn't finding herself. She was trying to trade up, and when her plan failed, she tried to come back to her safety net. Me. "Why are you telling me this?" I asked. "Because you're a good man, Darius, and she's been lying to everyone, including herself. You deserve to know the truth. You deserve better." Monique left, and I sat there processing everything. Vanessa didn't just take me for granted. She was actively planning to leave me, was building a life without me, and only came back because her backup plan failed. The next day at work, I was distracted. Geneva noticed. "You all right, baby?" she asked. "Just found out some things. About my wife. About my marriage." "Things that confirm you're doing the right thing?" "Exactly." She patted my shoulder. "Then hold your head up. God don't like ugly, and karma don't forget addresses." That Saturday, I took Jordan and Isaiah to Gabrielle's for a cookout. Her family welcomed them like they were their own. Antoine taught Isaiah how to play dominoes. Gabrielle's sister, Simone. Wait, no. Let me correct that. Gabrielle's sister, Tamara, braided Jordan's hair. I watched my kids laugh, watched them be carefree, and I knew I was doing the right thing. Gabrielle sat next to me. "They're good kids. They're everything to me." "I can tell," she smiled. "You're a good father, Darius. Whatever you're going through, those kids are lucky to have you." I looked at her, really looked at her, and I saw possibility. Not just romantic possibility, but the possibility of a life where I was valued, respected, appreciated. "Thank you," I said, "for making space for us. Always." 3 weeks later, Vanessa signed the papers. She had no choice. Her lawyer told her she had no case, no financial contribution, no primary custody claim, no equity in the house. She tried to fight it, tried to claim she deserved alimony. But Georgia don't work like that. Not when you've been voluntarily unemployed for years. The final divorce decree came through on a Tuesday. I was awarded primary custody. The house, my retirement accounts, everything I'd built. Vanessa got visitation rights every other weekend. And that was it. She moved in with her mother in College Park. Had to get a job at Target just to pay her bills. Her credit was so bad she couldn't even get an apartment. Meanwhile, I thrived. Got a promotion at work. Started traveling for conferences. Jordan made the honor roll. Isaiah's basketball team won the regional championship. And Gabrielle? We started dating officially 6 months after my divorce was final. Took it slow. Did it right. The kids loved her. She loved them. A year later, we were at Piedmont Park. Jordan and Isaiah were playing frisbee. Gabrielle and I were sitting on a blanket. "You ever think about how life works out?" she asked. "All the time. You were in a dark place when we met. Look at you now." I looked at my kids. Happy, healthy, whole, looked at the woman beside me who saw my value from day one. "You know what's funny?" I said. "Vanessa called me ordinary, said I wasn't her intellectual equal, said I wasn't going anywhere." And she was wrong about everything. I wasn't ordinary. I was undervalued. There's a difference. Gabrielle kissed my cheek. Her loss is my gain. I saw Vanessa one last time, at Isaiah's basketball game. She showed up late, sat in the back, looked tired, defeated. After the game, she approached me. "He's gotten so big. Kids do that. Darius, She stopped, tears in her eyes. "I'm sorry. For everything. I threw away the best thing I ever had." I looked at her, and I felt pity. Not anger, not hate, just pity. "I hope you find what you're looking for, Vanessa. I really do. I already had it. I was just too stupid to see it." I walked away, got in my car, drove home to my kids, to my life, to my peace. Because here's what I learned. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. When someone tells you you're not enough, believe that too. Not because they're right, but because they're telling you they can't see your value. And if they can't see it, they don't deserve access to it. Vanessa wanted a co-parent instead of a husband. So I gave her exactly that. And in the process, I found myself again. Found my worth. Found my happiness. Some people say I was cold, that I should have given her another chance. But those people don't understand. I gave her 16 years of chances. 16 years of proving myself. 16 years of being diminished. I wasn't being cold. I was being free. And freedom? Freedom feels like winning. That's the end of this story. If it touched your heart, please leave a like and subscribe. Have you experienced something similar? Share your story in the comments below.